All right, well, welcome everybody to our team meeting. June 17th, if you can believe it, halfway through June, almost halfway to the end of the year. And yet I appreciate Jamie and Sahar jumping on. Alicia's going to join us. Okay. And also, there we go. We'll move it to this format. All right. Barb is in there talking to me. So it sounds like I look like I got distracted. I did. Okay. All right. Really what I want to do is just touch base with you guys, check in with your business and how things are going and share a few things with us. So for everyone who doesn't know, we'll start with Sahar. Tell us a little bit of your story.
My story, I walked into KW and I met with Danielle before she left, and I told her I want to activate my license. I had a license that was doing it for personal, just investments and knowledge. I was not working in real estate at that point. And I said, I want to activate it because I want to stay busy. During that time, I was going through a divorce and I just want to keep busy. And while I'm there, one thing led to another. Ignite, I got some people asking me to help them with an expired listing that they couldn't sell. One thing after the other, I fell in love in selling homes, listing. I would call myself a listing machine for a while because I wanted to just, help people that couldn't get served by other people. And my passion to help, I've always volunteered in schools and, in colleges when I love to help from the bottom of my heart. So that showed in the work that I'm doing for people. So when I'm working with them, I'm not after the paycheck. It's nice to have a paycheck, and spend it, but my passion is just like from the bottom of my heart. I help people. I don't want just their paycheck. I want to make sure that they are happy where they want to be. If they're selling or buying, I'm really serving them. And that is a winner with me, has been a really good winner with me. Just genuinely helping people.
Okay, I like it. So what you're saying is you're now busy? Okay, good. So your objective to be busy and help people has turned out okay.
Yeah, I stopped looking good and doing hair and all that stuff. I'm just running around with no heels, no more heels.
Okay.
So,
all right, Jamie, tell us your story and why real estate.
Well, so when I was in college, I did graduate it with a business degree, and I selected a few real estate classes because I knew that I wanted to know the terminology in real estate because as graduate, I had a condo. My mother actually owned a condo at that time, and I was living with her. And I knew at one point I would end up selling that house for her or helping her sell that house and hire an agent. So I wanted to know the process of it. And so taking 2 courses of real estate as one of my elective, I end up adding more classes, and then just went ahead and graduated, got my bachelor's, as well as taking my test for real estate, and went into real estate as part-time while I was working. So that's how I started.
Okay, great. Anything exciting you guys did before real estate?
I did software engineering for NASA.
Ooh, I was accountant. So
okay.
I was an accountant, and I filed sales and use tax for corporate America.
Okay, awesome.
So we all about numbers, math, which helps a lot in this business.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell me more. Why does that help?
Because selling real estate or buying real estate is all about numbers. If the price is right, it's gonna sell. I don't care what it is. I don't care how it looks like, where it is. If it's priced right, it's gonna sell.
Yeah.
So if you know how to do your numbers, you're gonna win.
And spreadsheets, right? So
that's your job. For me, I walk into a listing appointment, I'll be like, before I see your house, what's your expectation about the money? If I can't do it, I'll be like, good to see you. I'll walk out. I don't care if it's have a gold handle or like, it's all about numbers. If it's priced, it's gonna sell.
I agree.
Did you guys do your DISC assessment?
I did long time ago. I really need to do it again.
Yeah, I did.
I'm just curious what it is.
I and
Mine's
D for me.
Yeah, mine's a D and an I.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
So no,
I
Ross,
and D.
they come across as C's, but they're really not.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not
All right,
compliant at all,
Alicia's on the
actually.
wrong link. She's on the participants link and she's on here listening. So we need to get her the other link, Barbara. Oh, there she is. Great. All right, awesome. She's all dressed up for this.
Hello. Good to see
Hey,
you.
awesome. There you go.
I was here, just I guess on not the right link. So
There you
I
go.
was watching.
There you go. Awesome. Well, first question to you is, tell us a little about yourself and people that don't know and why real estate.
Okay, so my first love is medicine, and I am, for those of you who don't know, I'm a pediatric oncology nurse, and I've worked at Texas Children's Hospital in stem cell transplant for the majority of my career, and I loved it. But it was very stressful, and my time was not my own, and I have 2 children, and being a mama is the most important thing to me. So I really wanted something that I had a little bit more control and flexibility, although I know real estate is a lot, but it's still, I'm not at a hospital for 15 hours straight. So anyway, and real estate is something I've always been interested in and seem to have a little bit of just a natural interest in a knack for. So it seemed like the logical thing to do. I have a couple of really good friends that are very successful in real estate in other towns. And so with their encouragement and guidance, I took the plunge. So it's like, I guess I'm on just finished my 2nd year.
Okay. All right, awesome. That's really not me on that other screen. Awesome.
There's 2 of you now.
Okay. All right. Well, let's jump into it. You obviously have, I love your backgrounds and showing to it. 2 things that I've already heard from the group is, one is you guys all come from a servant heart, right? You're caring and you're touching base with people, not being attached to the sale. And then I'm hearing, you got to know your numbers too. It helps when you're an accountant and understand the knowledge as well. But here's the question to you. What opportunities are you finding right now in today's market to do business? Who wants to start?
Go, Jamie. I started last time.
Okay, Jamie, you're on.
So opportunities, okay, I'll go. So the opportunities that I've found that are going on right now is pretty much, with COVID happening right now, it's more of encouraging a lot. I have a lot of sellers pending listings because sellers are really fearful of putting their house on the market. They want to know steps in order to prevent from contracting COVID. It's a complete different marketing now that we've transitioned to, and if you're not tech savvy, then you're behind. And so trying to catch up and learning things and then passing it on to your sellers and letting them know marketing wise what we're going to be doing, I feel like we expose more of it. And the thing about it is, like, while people are still at home and they're viewing, when they're ready, they're going to jump on it. So it's a matter of, marketing as much as you can, brand as much as you can. And that, I feel like that's the best opportunity that we have right now, is just to continue branding, continue marketing, because people are sitting at home and not doing a lot. Social media is like a big plus right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Sahar.
Okay, for
Which
me,
property?
opportunities for me has not slowed down during COVID or anything. The only change it's been, as we all have seen, there is a lot of buyers and less sellers. That's true. So I have a lot of buyers. The opportunities, the way I'm finding opportunities is what I always have done over the past year, as all of you know, that it's referrals. everybody, the agents that I connect with from the past, they're seeing that I'm still in motion and doing business, and they still reach out to me to help them in case of it's me or other agents. Yesterday, Jamie, I connected her with another, agent that wanted to sell, and they wanted the Vietnamese. So
Right.
they know I'm a connection. That's one. So they're always reaching out to me to help them, to connect them from in-state to out of state. And when they're seeing that I'm still in motion in business, that's what you attract. So if you're still moving and you're still doing your thing, it's going to attract people to you. So I get calls on, other than social media, when people put posts, I get calls. Hey, do you serve this area? I referred, like last year I worked with them in Montgomery. Now they want to work in Cypress. I don't let a location, restricted location. I work all over Houston, and they all know that. So they reach out to me first. And if I say no, I move them around to Jamie. That before yesterday, I moved them to Whitney, Milan, and Melgan, and Clear Lake. So I keep doing my thing, and it's all out there. Everybody knows. I'm connected with a lot of agents out of the country out of the state, that people are moving around a lot from California, New York.
Yeah.
For Houston has always been attractive to them because of the low cost of living. And some people want to move from the Northeast because it's cold. So when people say Texas, my name comes up, and that's how my business is still going.
If you were to break that down in a couple of strategies on how to create that referral network with agents, what would you say?
The same way you talk to simple thing, the same way you talk to clients and you connect the Ford, the same thing you do with agents.
Yeah.
It's not as easy just put a name out there. I don't pay for it. People ask me, I don't pay for it. It's building a relationship with that agent. I talk to 20 plus agents a day. Between text messages, calls, I talk to them. So you create a relationship with the agent. They need to trust you to send you clients.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Very good. Alicia, where's your opportunities right now?
For me, honestly, I know we're in a pandemic, but a lot of what I've been doing has still been business as usual. The majority of my business comes from my sphere.
Yeah.
So, I've just been continuing to stay in touch with friends and previous coworkers, and touching base. And obviously through COVID, it's not all real estate related, and making sure everyone's doing okay. I am starting to see some other opportunities coming through my social media. I've tried to be pretty consistent with my social media this past, 2020 in particular. And I feel like I'm kind of starting to see this recognition of my brand, and people that were complete strangers feeling like they kind of know me a little bit through that, which is kind of fun. They're starting to see who I am through the community. And I've actually had a couple of deals closed this year through that. So for me, it's just, continuing to focus on my friends and previous coworkers, and nurture those relationships. And I think through that, people just feel they can trust me, and they know I'm going to take care of them. And but my business right now, honestly, this is the most business I've ever done. It's not something that happened overnight. It's just continuing to stay consistent with the things I was doing before, and just never letting up. Even though we had a pandemic going on, I just continue to stay in touch with people. And because people still need to move. I had deals closing, people have had to move for jobs, and they already had things in contract, or now they're seeing it's a great time to buy. And so just trying to stay on top of mind with them. And it seems to be working. So.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay. If you were to, if you had a younger agent on the call and you were going to give them a couple of steps on lead generating and creating a good habit, what would you share with them?
Well,
Find
for-
your. Yeah,
oh,
go
you want to go?
Yeah, it's okay. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So, for me, I guess like how I lead gen is I find something that I really love to do, which I like participating in the community where I live. I'm always joining in certain social activity where my children are linked up to the parents that are pretty close to me. And so there's certain organizations like here, a lot of people say, hey, you know, you're Jamie, you're the Aliana queen, you know, since I have so many listings here. Well, how that came about is because I'm on all sorts of board. I participate, I volunteer. I want to say I probably volunteer when I first started full-time in real estate. I volunteer probably 50% of my time. And then gradually it's shaving down a bit because of the volume that I've had, but I still communicate and in contact, and I'm always involved in everything and anything. People like, you know, you guys, everybody has that common saying that your clients, your friends, circle of influence, they want to trust you. They want to make sure that you know your market analysis, you know what the community is all about. You know, they come directly to me, whether it's for protesting, whether it's for, you know, their homestead, the community pool, you know, I mean, all sorts of things that's going on currently that they don't have time to, they would contact me directly. So I'm their resource pretty much.
That's awesome. And you started out part-time and then went full-time.
Correct.
Okay. What caused you to make the jump? Were you scared?
Yes, it took me a while. It took me about a year to let go that consistent income that I had every 2 weeks with a paycheck. I knew going in, which I have very good support. Troy, my husband, had, you know, gave me the push. I mean, he literally said, hey, look, the first year as a full-time, you're going to make X amount. Okay. And, you know, don't be disappointed. You know, you're going to fail, whatever it is, get yourself back up, you know, and then next year, double it. And so that's how it happened. I mean, it was, yeah, the first year I made 45, you know, the following year I doubled at 80, and then it just escalated. You cannot be fearful of that because, you know, it's the drive. You have to have that goal set. You have to have that business plan set up in order to achieve what you need, and then excel and over excel if you have, you know, I mean, there's no limit.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Alicia Sahar. Yeah, Alicia, why don't you go? Lead generating techniques, right? So you guys got a lot going on, and that's why I like this panel is you are busy people being active in your family and different things as well. But what's some advice you would give on some lead generating techniques or being very strategic?
So for what I've personally been doing, like I said before, I'm staying in contact with my sphere. I kind of do that two different ways. So I have obviously Facebook, Instagram, social media platforms, and LinkedIn. I purposely have those separated, personal and business, because I have a, you know, a huge personal group, and I don't like to put everything I want to put about real estate on there. Just, I don't like to inundate that into my personal world. So that's kind of stuff I say for my business real estate platform. And there I do try to paint a picture though of who I am personally, integrated in with the business side of it. So it's not all just real estate. And through that, I've built a pretty decent following of local businesses and tried to network through that. And then on my personal media, social media, I just kind of put a, you know, I gently remind, is how I like to say it, that I'm in real estate. So whether that's a fund closing or, you know, a sale that just happened quickly, I try to put that in there, you know, to where it's not overwhelming on my personal social media. And I think that's really done well for me because it's keeping on top of mind, but without putting it in someone's face all the time to where they really don't want to see it. And so I think that's been super effective. I will say another avenue, if you were looking to find a good amount of leads, I've done a few of the command campaigns on some of my listings, and I've gotten so many leads through that I honestly can't even deal with them right now because I've just been so busy. But I think that's a very effective way if you were trying to look. And I've had a few agents hosting open houses for me lately, and I've just given them those leads to those listings so that they can, you know, nurture them and hopefully get some business out of them. But if I wanted to go that route, I think you could build a very successful business that way.
Okay, awesome. Good stuff. Sahar.
Yeah, for me, I always say for new agents, just be open-minded and try, you know, how you guys, when we do Ignite and Bold and open houses, call the sphere, do all the stuff, try them all and find your niche. And when you find your niche, go all the way with it. You know, it's not one size fits all.
Yeah.
Find your niche, and when you find your niche, be consistent with it, and you see yourself changes. I mean, your business will grow out of what you have passion for. You can't, there is nobody like Fatima, my bestie, she loves open houses. We had a listing that we put last week. She got 60 plus leads out of the open house.
Oh my
You know,
gosh.
that open house, people were lined up on it. It's not my niche. I could have got the leads. I said, hey, take it. My niche is, like you guys say, you stay in touch with your sphere. My sphere is agents. I stay in touch with them. They call me up, they text me, they send me referral, I send them to Chad, please sign. That's my niche. You know, everybody has the niche. Some people are going to be on call, they're more comfortable. Some people I don't know if you saw it, but they write letters. You know, everybody has a niche. Find your niche. For anybody that's new to the business, I always say, try them all, find your niche and stick with it. Be consistent. It's not going to reward you right away, but it is going to give you, on the long run, this is going to be your queen. You're going to be the king of it. Consistency is the key.
All right, very good. Next question. Challenges. What challenges are you seeing and facing right now, either in your business, in the market? What's your greatest challenge? Jamie, you ready? You started.
Let me think. Well, I did mention about sellers, you know, just paranoid and hesitant on the fence on putting their house on the market just because they don't want to contaminate their home with COVID, with strangers and things like that.
Yeah.
So that's one of my challenge. And another thing is just I don't know. That's one. Let me
So
think
how are
about it.
you addressing that challenge? How do you walk a seller through that process? And the time is appreciate the fear, right? Or their reluctancy, uncomfortableness, and yet to get them to move forward.
Well, I go back to the reason why they need to sell the home. The urgency, some of them are urgently needing it to sell, and they are just leveraging at least a couple or more months and so. But you know, the market changes all the time. I would always tell them it's daily, monthly, yearly. I mean, I can't promise them that, you know, their house can sell in 2 weeks or under contract. So, you know, I give them like a list of things to prepare for as far as like, you know, avoid contracting COVID. There are certain things that, I mean, you know, I'll say, look, you know, so the things that I have right now to prep my sellers when I do list is basically, if I show, I mean, I definitely need a pre-approval letter. You know, if a buyer doesn't even have that, I don't see why any buyer agent should even show a property. So they're all serious buyers, and it cuts out all the people that are just viewing or just had nothing to do and being nosy. And then another thing, you know, sanitizers at the door, shoe covers, or leave their shoes outside. I always prep them. If it's a vacant house, it's not a problem. But if it's an occupied home, you know, they have the opportunity, they have the time to turn on all the lights, open all the doors, so that there's minimal touches in the house. And they feel more comfortable whenever I tell them that. So, but yeah, it's all about the urgency. You always have to circle around and say, okay, well, when do you need to be out the house? You know, like how long does it take? Most of my clients are pretty much reloads. or they have some situations in their personal life that they actually have to sell. About probably 35% of them are upgrading their home. So they're selling it and then moving on to a bigger home. So, but the ones that really are struggling are the ones that I do prep them up.
Okay. All right. Alicia, greatest challenge.
Personally, it's been time management. Honestly, this has been a little crazy. Just trying to figure out how to do it all, and still see my family and garden and cook and do all the things I love to do. So play with my goats. But I have started, I've started to use some transaction coordinators, which has been life-changing. I'm like, want to hug them every time I see their emails come through. They've just really, it's the reason I'm able to start expanding what I'm doing. As far as challenges with clients, I'm with Jamie. I was firm before, but I am so firm on we are not looking at a house unless I have a pre-approval letter in hand, which can be a little difficult when most of your clients are friends. Sometimes that can make that harder or easier, but I've just been really firm about it. And thankfully, you have a pandemic, so you can say, well, buyers or sellers are requiring this. And I have had many sellers requiring it for viewing. So, but other than that, there's some little things here and there with each transaction, but there hasn't been any overwhelming challenge. Mine has been time management and trying to figure out, okay, how do I do this level of business and still maintain the lifestyle that I would like to? And so trying to figure that out. But
Yeah. Leverage is your friend.
I know.
Jamie, you have a transaction coordinator, correct?
I do. Claire, she has been with me for 2 years.
Okay.
She left and moved she's overseas right now. So we do communicate. It's a 6-hour difference. So I do give her things ahead of time and then she works on it. But I definitely still need another admin to assist me. More, physical than anything here locally. I do agree, it is overwhelming. It's crazy. I don't know how I do it by myself. I do need a lot of help. And things are just so fast paced. And, we try to be very organized. We create spreadsheets that go back and forth. She's converting things into command right now so that it'd be much easier for her and I. But we're all learning. It's just so many things going on at the same time.
All right, Sahar, what's your greatest challenge?
Time block for the family.
Okay.
Simple and straightforward. It's very, very tough, as everybody is saying. It's very tough, especially when I do buyer consult, listing consult. I tell them the office hours, but everybody submits contracts at the end of the day. And everybody wants to execute contracts at the end of the day. And everybody wants paperwork at the end of the day. So as much as you say you want to work between these hours at the beginning, you end up not following that time block. And who pays your family? And that eats me up, because the reason I went into this, I wanted to stay there for my kids. And as a single mom, I really want to be there for my kids. I feel like it's slipping away. They're changing into that time that, from like little to I have preteen, and I'm missing a lot with them. And I'm home, I'm home with them, but I'm physically home, mentally not home. So that's my biggest challenge. And I have coaches that helps me, and they try, we keep working on it, but it's not 100% bulletproof. And I hope that one day I can get there.
Well, leverage is your friend.
Yeah, I do have leverage, but at the end of the day, you're a business owner. If you're not foreseeing everything and anything slips out of your finger, you're the one to blame.
That's true. That's very real. Yeah.
That's the summary of it. I'm not going to go into details.
Okay, a question
have-
that we had on the panel is, what does your business look like now? What are you actively working in listings and buyers? Give them a perspective of what's going on in your world today.
So, so overall to me, everything's in the favor of the seller right now. On the buyer side, I am making sure my buyers are pre-approved. We have everything ready to go because they tend to want the house that everybody else wants, and we're in a multiple offer situation, and we're having to offer up to full price, if not over, and then sometimes not getting it. On the listing side, we're seeing that as well, but I've always been this way and been so doing just a really thorough CMA for my clients, and then making sure we're listing correctly. Because it is, while it seems to be in favor of the seller, it's still, if it's overpriced, you know, you're going to have challenges. So my clients that they're listening to me, we're listing right, and you know, most of them, if they're getting full price offers within a week. You know,
How many buyers are you having in your pipeline right now?
buyers,
Yeah.
probably 8 to 10.
Okay.
You know, and some of them are not executing right away. You know, they're kind of looking for that dream home. So finally got one of those into contract this past week. They've been looking forever, but with my listings, like I said, most of them are getting multiple offers as well, but only, you know, if they're priced correctly, which
you're right.
I've become very firm on. Like, I just don't even want an overpriced listing.
Yeah.
So
Very good. Okay, Jamie, what are you seeing? What's currently going on in your business? What are you seeing?
Well, inventory is low where I'm at, where I farm. What I can see right now is builders. I also do new construction as well with buyers. And so what I've seen is that their inventory is also low. They're not building specs, you know, as much as they are. They sell them, and then it's more of build on your lot, you know? So it's from dirt. And so it takes a while, about 5 to 6 months or so to build. And so then they go to resell. And so they get, if your house is ready, move in ready, and just, you know, everything that they want, of course, there's going to be a bidding war going on. And I also experienced that as well.
Okay. How many buyers have you in the pipeline right now in your own business?
I have about 6 right now.
Okay.
They're doing new construction. And then on my listing side, I have currently 7.
Okay. All right. Good. All right, Sahar, what's going on in your world right now?
Oh my gosh. I can't tell you how many buyers I have because they are unlimited, but I'm working with 10 now. I'm putting them on, like, I have a lot that I can't keep track of. I seriously have a lot. I'm just not kidding. I have a lot, but currently now, like, with the buyer rep signed and pre-approval, I have 10 plus. And I'm just putting them in who's now needing, you know, so we can go out, and then who's not. So yesterday, in the past 24 hours, I executed 4 offers, and wow. I'm just all over the place, and that, you know, I'm getting gray hair, and all the listings that I list, they're going away so fast. So I don't, you know, everything is under contract. I mean, everything is executed. I list it today. We have bidding wars. So the nice thing I did, and I learned recently, and I want to share with everybody, when you have a listing that is full price, and you get like overpriced, make sure to include that amendment that says, the addendum that says, if it falls out of appraisal, before you accept an offer, submit it to everybody that you have multiple offer situations. See who's willing to sign it, because if the price comes short out of appraisal, they will come out of the difference. Thanks to Yana, she told me how. And I before I accepted any, because we had 12 offers over this property in Montrose. So I gave it to everybody who was willing to sign it. I advised my seller to accept it. That way, you know, if it comes and it doesn't appraise, the buyer will pay the difference instead of
Wow.
you coming down in the low. So that's a new trick I learned thanks to Yana. I know you're listening, but you know, I'm learning more to get, you know, more like for my sellers, and that, you know, that will help, goes a long way for referrals to come back. And she was wowed because I'm like, you know, they still are submitting offers as we speak. We executed an offer 2 days ago. We didn't tell anybody until we received the option fee and earnest money because we have them all as backup. And all of them signed it. All of them, you know.
All of them signed
They
the
want
amendment?
the amendment, the addendum
Really?
for everybody wants that house. And I'm like, okay,
Wow.
we went with whoever giving the most down payment. And, you know, I talked to the lender, the agent and everything. They're ready to close cash. We executed the contract yesterday and we are closing on the 30th in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Wow. Way to
Okay.
go, girl.
I know.
All right.
I know. And then she was trying to what do you call it? List it like 3,000 more. I got her 10 grand more. So,
Wow. That's
Yeah.
good.
so she's happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's fast forward to this a little bit. You're in the market right now. What's the market look like in 6 months? What do you think happens?
What do we think happened? I keep
I
positive
know we're
vibes.
forecasting. I know you're economist, right? You study.
I
What do you
keep the
think market
positive
looks like in
vibes.
6 months.
It's gonna look awesome because we are awesome and everything is gonna be awesome. I'm always with positive vibes. 3 months
I
ago,
like
everybody was scared. You know, I said nothing is gonna happen. Oh, the market is gonna crash. Look at us. We're so busy. Have you ever talked to an
Still
agent that's not
busy.
busy? You know,
Still-
we're all busy. Keep the positive vibes. It's gonna come back to you.
I always agree with that. And yet, do you believe we're going to stay in this seller's market? Let me give you one statistic is, because we think that all our listings are selling, and Alicia hit onto this is, no, if they're priced right in the right condition, they are selling right now. Yet, so of all the listings that the office has taken from the start of the year to date, we've sold 48% of them.
Wow.
That's actually down compared to last year's number. So we're talking about this lack of inventory. We also have properties that are not selling. And it's only two things, right? It's price or condition. We also need to have that conversation with our sellers, right? It's the tale of two markets. In Shift, it talks about this. You're either in it or out of it. And if you're missing it today, I don't know how you're going to sell that property in 6 months from now.
Yeah.
So really,
agree with that.
That's
Yeah.
a different conversation with our clients, with the sellers. Yeah, rush, sell it now because you never know what's going to happen later. The prices might drop, but I'm talking about us as agents. We have to keep the positive vibe that we're going to still have work. We're going to still push. There is going to
Yes,
people
absolutely.
be moving, selling, buyer.
yeah.
Yeah, it seems like, I mean, there was kind of this pause during COVID with a lot of sellers. And
Yeah.
so I feel like that's why we're seeing the lack of inventory in certain areas. But every day, I mean, the listings are coming.
Yeah.
And so I do wonder if we're going to cross over at some point, especially as we get closer to school starting. We also have a big election coming up. You know, if you look at trends with real estate and past elections, things kind of get quiet a little while until that's over. So I think there's kind of a question mark. I would dare to say it's probably going to go more in favor of the buyer towards fall and Christmas, but this year has been a big question mark. So I just think you got to keep doing what you're doing. Pricing is always important, trying to stay ahead. And just making sure you're on top of those CMAs and your client understands why. And using that data right now, that the homes that are priced correctly are going quickly,
Yeah.
but there are still homes that are sitting, and they're sitting for a long time, and there may be not something blatantly wrong with them other than the price.
Yeah.
So I do think it's really important from an education standpoint. You know, I had a client, I've been talking to him for 2 months. He wanted me to list his home, but he wanted to list it for $40,000 more than where I did. And I just wouldn't do it. I didn't feel right about it. I didn't think I could sell it anywhere close to that. And so, of course, he interviewed other agents, and several other agents were more than happy to list at that price
Yep.
for him. But in the end of the day, he asked me to list it because I think he just knew I had spent all this time. I'd given him I had printed out every sold property, and he learned to trust me. And so sure enough, I listed it and had it under contract with multiple offers in 4 days. And so while other houses in that neighborhood are still sitting from 4 months ago.
Yeah.
So, I think just being honest with sellers, it is in favor of them right now, but only under some very specific circumstances.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, any other takes on the market or what we're going to see?
I have a mixed feeling in regards to the shift, just because of, I have two types of buyers. I have buyers that have cold feet right now. They don't know what their job is going to be like in the next few months. And then I have buyers that are essential in their work, and they'll never. They say they feel confident that they won't lose their job. And so I've had 2 buyers fall through already. And it's just so uncertain right now, but like all you guys, we're still busy as hell. And it's just more preparing and educating our clients more than anything, and just looking far ahead of what to expect, because with every transaction that I've had, there's always hints, when things are about to fall through, or there's signs all the time that you have to recognize for your clients. And so that's what I've always been doing. We're always one step ahead. But with this going on, we've never experienced this ever before, so it's really hard to tell. All I know is we're all busy. And the market is doing so well for buyers. Buyers also have great interest too. The interest rates are still wonderful. They haven't, from the last buyer that I've had, he was like, oh my God, I've never had it to where it's like he had a 3.7, and he was, what was it? No, I'm sorry. It was a 2.7 that he had, but it was like a 15-year. He was like, I don't think I'll ever get that, and there's a lot of refining going on, there's just, it's all over the place.
Okay.
You just have to be educated.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I appreciate your guys' transparency. You certainly were real with us today, and how you built business and the craziness of being moms and taking care of your family and business and working through that. Sahar especially, appreciate your transparency, right? And being real. And yeah, what final thoughts might you have for us? We've got a good group of people out here listening to it. What's the final thought you want to that we might not have shared with the group?
There is 3 things we've learned that, you guys summarize it in bold, and I live with it. Be, do, have, right? Be consistent, genuine, transparent with whatever you do with your clients and whoever you work with in a transaction, even colleagues. Be transparent, genuine, and consistent with what you do, because that shows who you are. Do the work consistently, and you're going to have the results that you want. So, all right. Simple.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that actually is exactly what I would say is, transparent, just be who you are, be true to that. I think there's nothing more powerful in your marketing than using your own personal strengths, and it just comes natural, and just letting that flow. You're going to, people are attracted to that. And especially when they're trying to trust you with probably their biggest investment they ever do, they need to know that they can trust you and that there's integrity there. And that shines through more than anything when you are just completely yourself. And then from a business standpoint, I think social media is where it's at, honestly, and just carrying that over into your social media. And then again, pricing things right, and pre-approved buyers, if I had to wrap it up. Just do the things that you've been taught to do at Keller Williams and be consistent with them.
Awesome. Jamie?
Yep. Keep in touch. This is like the most important time right now, is keeping touches with your clients, making sure they're okay. And then also, you know, for me, I mean, I'm more of a social bug. I'm always in front of everyone, right? So I'm always out and about in lots of, you know, now that we're kind of like stepped back with big group parties and things like that, because I'm always in the center of it. We do a lot of the Zoom now. So we do Zoom group deals. It seems to have a very huge impact on my business, you know, and then branding. I do a lot of the branding. I have a lot of people that nowadays are walking right on the trails and stuff, and they see my sign. They're like, "Oh my God, Jamie, you know, I see you, you know, it's like a superstar or something." I'm like, well, you know, it's like every other property down here. And so, and I, you know, I always give gratitude, always, with referrals and things like that, you always give gratitude. So that's about it. Yeah. Social media, same thing. I gravitate a lot with social media because people see me, see my face. They know that I'm always busy. I do have kids and everything like that. So they know how busy I am, which you still have a life.
Yep. All right, Andy, any question I missed I should ask the group?
All right. No, you did a good job. Thank you, ladies. You did great. Enjoyed listening to you.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your guys' transparency. I certainly appreciate the way that you guys are going out and working it. I love your principles and your values of serving others. A couple of notes that I took it just kept over is servant heart, right? Show people that you care, lead with your heart, be who you are truly, right? I keep writing down is know your numbers and get there and tell the truth. Right? Get there first and tell the truth and do it in a manner that shows that you really care as well. I'm hearing some great marketing on social media, being consistent over time as well. I'm hearing volunteer. I'm hearing passion. And then last, I'm hearing their standards. If your client is going to work with you, there's a standard and a way that we're going to go about it. And if you don't, it's okay. You can find somebody else that might take care of you. So awesome. Good stuff. Appreciate you guys joining us today. Don't everybody leave yet. We're going to have a couple of our partners get on here and share a little bit what's going on in their world with Tidal and Reliant with electricity. So they're going to be jumping on here as well. All right. You guys can stay on and listen, or you can go do business. Any what you do. Thanks, Alicia. Thank you, Sahar and Jamie. That was awesome. Or you can just stay right there.
Welcome.
All right, who's up? Reliant. Let's hear it. What do you got? She's frozen. There she is. Did you pay your electrical bill? We can't see you. Internet bill? All right, you're on. Once you unmute, you're still, I got you. All right, go ahead.
Okay, can you text it to everybody for me? Okay, my name is Yi Lin. I work for Reliant. I'm a mover concierge for Reliant in your office, okay? I can connect your electricity for you and then also give you, and your clients too, okay? Also, I can give you phone number to connect internet, water, and gas. So my survey, my customer service score is very high. It's all 5-star in every category. Okay, so don't worry about that. I don't take care of your customer. Okay, and then this month we have a contest. Okay, the first page is $100. The second page is $50. So far, Zoe gave me 2, I closed 2, so she's in the lead, okay? And other 2 people who are, and
all right, I see the names there. Zoe, Kimbra, Cynthia, Brandy. All right, you're working down the list. Well, don't let Zoe win, right? Referrals do as well. Hey, what's going on with the electricity prices right now? What are you seeing?
It's going up a little bit because I think because the coronavirus is some factory, the lack of labor or something like this, they don't create enough electricity for the summer. So It's going up a little bit last week. So, but as a realtor, I can give you the lowest price. Plus, you can get 5% off. Very
Okay.
good deal.
Awesome. I do like looking at my electrical bill a lot more with you since you helped me out with Reliant. Andy can agree. We're
yeah.
talking like hundreds of dollars each month.
Oh yeah.
It's a big difference. So if you haven't have your electricity and off, I would encourage you to get that quoted. Okay, awesome. I don't see celebrity. I see him there, but not there. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm here, but I'm on a laptop that I'm borrowing, and so the video camera isn't working.
Okay. All right. No worries. All right.
Trying to fix it.
What do you got? Go ahead.
I just wanted to thank you guys for having us on once again. I just wanted to let everybody know that I had a nice meeting with Christina, so I know you guys have enjoyed having me on, but Christina will be back soon enough. We went ahead and started scheduling some continuing education. So I'm excited to say that we will be back offering continuing education for Southwest through the end of July, I believe. I'm with Yana right now trying to work out the schedule. One of the offers that we have, which I find, if any of you guys follow any of Celebrity Title's marketing team, you know that we're very good at social media. We love our social media. So one of the classes that we are offering enables you to learn about social media and the things that we do to enhance our social media and hit so many contacts. I know that that's something that Keller Williams is very strong with, and it's a great way to reach out to clients and to get new potential clients as well. So I just wanted to go ahead and let you guys know about that. In regards to changes in title, not much has changed with all of the extensions of the stay-at-home work orders. As those progress throughout time, what's happening is the requirements for remote online notarization changes as well. So I think that's something to note, that as long as that keeps on happening, what we're finding for a trend is that the governor is also extending those parameters of the requirements to get things notarized, which is a benefit for you all. I know people are still out there, still not wanting to come out to closings. I think it's loosening up a little bit. People are getting a little bit more comfortable, but those who are not still have an option to do things remotely completely. And that's a benefit to realtors, both on the buyer and seller side. So that way you guys can still complete your transactions. So that's pretty much all I have going on right now. I'm gonna get with your team to make sure that we get on this calendar for helping you all out with your continuing education and keeping all of those licenses up and active. And if anyone has any questions, I'm still here. My offer for book club is still out there. No one else really called me on it, but I'm still willing to do a book club if anyone is interested. I do think that it's a great way to get together and have a camaraderie with persons of like minds to get new ideas. And I would love to make sure that we offer something like that for you.
Okay, awesome. All right. Well, a couple little office updates I wanted. And speaking of education, people always ask me, hey, when are we going to be back in the training room? So let me give you a little bit of the vision. We have done some Ignite classes in person, very limited numbers. We are going to release one class, but it'll be really restricted. What do I mean by that? We'll cap it at probably 20 to 25 people and space it out. And we're going to do that in a class. We're not rushing back to have the team meetings in the training room at this time. We're not like Marilyn, like today, she'll continue to be Zoom. I'm not in a hurry to put 70 to 80 people in our training room at this time. And yet we'll do some small, very specific and handled with a lot of social distancing, similar to what you're kind of seeing what's going on with churches right now, right? They're opening it up, but very restricted. So there's the education piece. Here's a little announcement on social media. We've seen some things in the KW system across where top producers' accounts are being hacked and horrendous comments are being made in a highly sensitive time. And it's really easy to do. And it's, speaking of image and branding, even though people might realize it's not you, it's not something you can take back. So we're asking you to really look at it, change your password, and set up the two-step, what's the word I'm looking for, Andy? The two-step verification, I guess it is. So when you get on a different thing, if something changes into it, it sends you an alert and making sure that you okay it. but I would encourage you to do that with social media. And it's not like somebody's getting in. It's actually a computer system that goes in and it'll put something horrendous and you just can't get that back. So strongly encourage you to look at social media. There was a video that was sent out if you didn't do that as well. And then
They're hacking business pages too. So be vigilant about checking your business page. Make sure that that nobody, they say it's bots, you know, they're doing this. But it was on our regional call the other day. Had some OPs that were ready to, you know, get rid of some agents because of these remarks that were made. But when they started digging into it, the agent had no idea. I mean, and the OPs were shocked too, thinking it seemed like that agent, they were freaking out. But a lot of people are getting hacked right now. So please be watching all of your social media, all of your pages. They even said, you know, if you're like me, I have some dormant pages. The office has some dormant pages we've not used in years. Be checking those because those are some of the ones that are being hacked. And then of course, once something like it gets out, it goes viral, you know, and you don't want to ruin your reputation like that.
All right, very good. And then just remember, right? Be kind, be sensitive of what you put out there, right? We have different views all over the place, and yet our job is let's just connect with people. Let's be genuine and check in and see how they can help them. And if we can help them in real estate, we really move forward at the same time. So yet be kind is what I can recommend to it. Generally check in on people, right? You just be somebody that loves others. And I think you heard that with the panel here today, really pushing them forward. All right, and the last piece is a command update for the ones that are on here. We are going fully to commissions through command and doing away with green sheets by the end of the month, right? July, green sheets go away, all commissions and everything will be done through command. We certainly have classes, we have videos out there. If you got a great transaction coordinator, just make sure they're up to speed so they can do it for you, this panel. So that way you're not worried about it. So there's a piece. Where does compliance come? Just so you know, we're going to push that down the road. You certainly can use DocuSign through command right now if you wanted to, but for compliance, we're doing command through .loop, but we're going to remain in .loop because DocuSign's not ready yet. It can't handle what we need to do. There's some major glitches. Okay, that's all I got. Andy, anything else?
Nope, good.
All right, I appreciate you. Go check on people, make some calls. Thank you for our panel. You guys are awesome. Way to be real and share the struggles it goes to take a big business and to take care of kids as well. We get that. Our kids are easy at our house, right, Andy? So it's really not much much to do.
You're at the office.
Huh? Yeah.
You're at the office, right?
Oh, okay. There's a reason why I go into the office every day. But appreciate being in business with you guys. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.